channel, everyone. We're looking at a flight in Cape May, New Jersey for an aerobatic contest that I did. I'm just diving into the box here now on the video, and I'll let you watch the whole flight for the aerobatic competition with a couple interruptions and a break in the middle while I discuss a piece of kit that I bought for this flight from Boulder Flight Systems that allows me to data collect and analyze the whole flight. I think it's going to really help improve my flying abilities. This was a really great trip away, quite a long cross country down there, but I had stunning weather for it, had some fantastic scenery on the way down. I made a stop at the Cherry Ridge Airport in Pennsylvania, chosen solely because of its name, and just had a good time on the trip there and back. Okay, after the Immelman turn, our next figure is a competition steep turn. So let's go have a look at the data through Acrowrx, and then we'll pick up the video after we've had a look at the Acrowrx flight. Okay, so this is the Acrowrx program as viewed on my computer, and so this is a video basically of the screenshot. But as you can see, this is the first bit of that video taken and the entry into the box. It's in fact the whole flight as recorded on that flight data box. And I've got a number of windows and data points that I can change around, so we're kind of looking at G-forces down here at the bottom of the screen at the moment, and I can change the length of the trail, and I can zoom in and out. So this main screen that we're kind of seeing is like what the judges are going to see. So we can see the entry into the one turn spin there. And I can then also see on my right a kind of an aircraft view, and on the lower right there's a sort of a where are we in the world view. So I've just changed the bottom to display altitude, and I've just completed my Immelman turn there. And so I can actually see from analyzing this data that I'm sagging after that Immelman turn and losing altitude. So that's something I can now kind of pay attention a bit more to and watch. I can change around the view, so we're kind of looking inside the cockpit view as I complete the competition steep turn and start on the goldfish maneuver. And it's just quite a wealth of information. You can set up, protractors and view angles, so you can sort of verify what's happening. So I think this is going to be a real big improvement to my flying, as it allows me to do a much more thorough debrief, especially when a lot of the practicing I'm doing and where I am in the world, I don't have the opportunity to have a coach. So I've just zoomed out on the world there so you can kind of see in the Cape May area where I was. It's a really interesting day. We had very strong winds, like 25 knots if I remember correctly, almost on the surface out of the east, but at 3,500 feet there was maybe only 6 knots. So as you sort of progress through the routine, and as I lost altitude as I was doing the different figures, the winds were changing a lot more, and you can see from that box view of the in the bottom right there that I actually got blown just outside the limit of the box right at the end in the last figure that I completed, which is coming up here just now. The other thing that was really interesting about this was that you're surrounded by ocean, and it's quite a shock to the system when you kind of look out the wing to set a 45 line or something like that, and the sort of jaggedy coastline, and then a whole bunch of ocean definitely affected the reference point. So overall, I think this is going to be really interesting to see how this affects the flying in terms of me being able to finesse a lot of stuff. Okay, back to the video, and our next one after the steep turn is the goldfish. This push here will cause your phone to leave the airplane if it's not properly zipped up. Yeah, ask me how I know that one. So, not looking too bad here as we come over the top. I do look a little shallow there, and the Acrowrx data would back that up. That's a slightly better 45 down line, and then a level out. Alright, next up is the shark's tooth. This shark tooth also has a hesitation on the roll, so we should pause here on the knife edge before continuing setting the 45 down line and then pulling to the level out. The loop is next. Tricky figure to fly to competition standards when you want it to look like a perfect circle from the person observing you on the ground. So wind makes this very challenging. This one's not terrible, and I get a kick there. That is the wind going through the wake that we made on the way up. So my altitude was good. Now, this is the hammerhead, and I make a mess of this hammerhead. Too much aileron, too much elevator, and kicked too early. I don't need Acrowrx to tell me that was ugly. After the hammerhead, hesitation, slow roll. Pause, finish the roll. Not terrible. Competition, 270-degree turn. I'm getting rushed here, and I know it because I know I'm being blown out as I'm low now, and that wind is just shoving me out the west side of the box. Could do with a longer pause at the end there, but not too bad at all. I hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at that with me. I'm very excited to see what I can make happen with the Acrowrx program and this data collection. On another note, the nicest Acroduster I've ever seen was at the contest, and that was really cool to see one of those flying. Stay safe, everyone. Happy tailwinds.